All right, welcome to RetireJapan TV, where we talk about personal finance, investing, retirement, life in Japan, and all sorts of random nonsense. Big thank you to Daniel, who has flown back from the UK specially just to be here with us today. We really appreciate that, Daniel.
You're welcome. I got here just about 24 hours ago, arrive time. And
you're heading back after this, aren't you?
I've been struggling, but I'm getting the second win now. So in my UK time, everyone's awake, having lunch now. So yeah, my mind is in that time. So
excellent. So we'll have you with us for the next couple of hours at least.
At least I can manage that, I think.
Brilliant. All right, this is our final episode of RetireJapan TV, at least for now. So this is the season finale. Regular viewers, if we have any, might know that we do 10 episodes a year, and then we have a couple of months off. So we'll take September and October off, and we may be back in November, perhaps, if we feel like it. So this is the last one you're going to get for a while. So I'm hoping we're going to get a few people here on the live stream. Do feel free to jump in with questions and comments and so on. Today we're going to talk about traveling abroad. We've got quite a lot of news items to talk about, and then some random kind of stories and purchases and things like that. So
yeah, got some interesting stuff I think today. But one thing I don't quite understand is on the agenda we've got our regular sections, and then you randomly put in Ben's Porsche, a story in 3 acts.
Yes.
What? Normally, I should say, tell people, normally in advance, we discuss what we're going to talk about. And so we usually know what we're going to say. But this, I have no idea. What do you... Please tell me you've got a Porsche and I'll come up and have a test drive.
Well, it's a story in 3 acts. It's like one of these jokes or something, right? So there's actually a Porsche parked in this, those little dodgy car shops that you have in Japan, where they've got like 3 K cars out front, and you're like, how are you in business? Well, there's one of those, and there's a Porsche parked in there. I don't think it's for sale. I think the owner owns it. But there's a 911 parked on my way to walk. I walk past it every day, basically.
Whoa.
And I've never understood Porsches, right? Because I've only ever seen them, on the internet or something. And I never thought they looked particularly good, as a sports car and so on. But in person, it's quite nice, a 911. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And I started kind of idly thinking about Porsches. And maybe, in a few years' time, when the portfolio has grown a bit more, I thought, maybe I could get a Porsche.
It's good enough for you now, is it?
Yeah, well, and then the next day I had a bit of time, so I googled Porsche,
right?
And I saw how much Porsches cost.
Right.
How much do you think a 911 costs in Japan?
We're talking second hand here, aren't we?
No, new one.
New. A brand new. Oh wow. In Japan, I'm guessing it would be more than, was it 100 man? What's 100 man? Million? No, it's 10 man. What? I get the zeros wrong again.
You said man be 10 million, right?
Right. So I'm going to say 20 million yen. That's
28.
Wow.
Yeah, so Act 3, I no longer want a Porsche.
Oh, right. I see. Didn't it have the price on the window or something?
No, well, it was the owner's car, I presume.
I see. Oh, okay. Oh,
right. That's one of those things where if it was reasonably priced, according to my kind of internal metric, it was interesting. Once I realized that it was like ridiculous, it's not interesting anymore.
Oh, right.
So there's my Porsche story. It lasted a whole 24 hours, more or less.
Okay. I won't come up for a test drive then.
Sorry.
The Porsche Cayman, I think it is like sort of the baby 911 equivalent. That looks really nice, and they have a very good reputation, and they're much cheaper apparently.
Oh,
relatively.
Are you tempted?
Yeah, but I think it would be a bit impractical. I don't know. We have our drive as well. Okay, there's the money aspect. We'll put that to one side. Our drive comes off the street kind of like that. And we have a Mini at the moment, which just scrapes it a tiny bit, but it's okay. But anything sportier or lower than that, I don't think it would really work.
Yeah, you're going to rip the bumper off, aren't you?
Yeah, so we'd have to move house first to be able to buy that car. So overall, that would be pretty expensive, having to buy a house for the car.
Well, I mean, in our case, the car is worth twice what our mansion's. So, yeah.
Did you lock the house there? No, but I locked the car.
Yeah, no one's going to drive off with the house, are they?
No. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, I'm talking about bargain cars. On YouTube, there's a car channel by two guys, and they're going to take over the presenting of not Top Gear. What is it? Grand Tour on Amazon Prime. The original Jeremy Clarkson Hammond. They're leaving, but it's continuing with these two guys from the channel I've forgotten the name of. If anyone knows, please let me know. Plus another guy. And so I watched their channels to see, what they're like, and they're pretty good. And one of the videos they did was about buying a Century in the US. So I think it's made by Toyota, but it's badged Century, and it's just a sort of like it's a one model brand kind of thing with this nice luxury sedan with little lace curtains and beautiful soft seats and all these little gadgets, motorized gadgets and stuff inside. It's a car that you are driven in rather than you drive. And if you're a rich company president, you buy one brand new. And if you're not going to buy one secondhand, so basically no one buys it in secondhand. And when you finish using it for a couple of years, you just get rid of it. You don't care about the money. So you can buy them really cheaply. And this guy imported one or bought one in the States for, I think it was $10,000 or something like that. And the luxuriness you get with it is just incredible. It looked like a prince riding along down the streets. So I guess you can get them even cheaper in Japan, probably. And of course,
I did actually for a week or so binge secondhand Century YouTube videos.
Really? Oh, well, you've got it already. Okay.
So it's the previous model, so like the early 2000s.
Right.
Those were the cheap ones.
Okay. So if you're rich, you don't want the model.
Yeah, that looked pretty nice as well. I'm guessing that the maintenance is going to be really expensive.
Right. But in Japan,
all the stuff around it, like buying tires and stuff. But
yeah, if the electrics go, then yeah, it's probably going to be a lot.
Yeah, you have to send it back to the Century factory and wherever.
Right. The person that handmade it will need to be called back to hand fix it.
Right. Nice.
Right. So there's your money saving tip. Don't buy a Porsche, buy a Century.
All right, that's enough about cars, although we might come back to them later.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of times.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
So today we were mainly going to talk about traveling abroad. So I went to Europe a couple of times already this year. I was there in June last, I think. And you've just been there. You've just been in the UK.
Yeah, it was cold, but I had a really good time seeing family.
It's so bizarre. I was there in June and it was like a heat wave, low 30s, which for the UK is really unpleasant.
Yes, because there's no air conditioning really.
Exactly.
Yeah. People were saying, "Oh, you should have been here last week. It was really hot." Really? Are you sure? Because right now, at one point, I was wearing 3 layers when we went out. This is ridiculous. This is August. What's going on?
That's mad. It's August.
Yeah, global cooling. That's what it was. So yeah, and I ended up going shopping just to buy some more clothes because I just took shorts and t-shirts with me. I had to go and buy some more. But yeah, it was a brilliant trip overall. And one thing that struck me, so first of all, I couldn't find my wallet with my pounds in from last time. So, okay, I'll take money out when I get there. I got my Wise card, which is a MasterCard debit card. And I got American Express and Visa, like backup credit card. Lots of places don't take American Express because the fees they charge the retailers are quite high. But I got by with the other stuff. And gradually got through half the week, and I hadn't found an ATM yet, but it's okay. Everyone takes cards so far, I'll be okay. And then it got towards the end. It was like, I probably don't need any cash. And in the end, I didn't use any cash at all. I didn't take any out. I didn't borrow anything from my parents. Completely cashless trip, which meant that I didn't have to pay what usually quite high fees of changing into cash. I used the credit card equivalent, which is usually pretty good. So yeah, it was a kind of a new era almost for me, not using any cash.
Yeah, the UK is pretty good like that. Well, good and bad, possibly. So yeah, I mean, I find even on the tube in London, you don't need a travel card anymore. You can just use your Visa card.
Oh, really?
And they're going to introduce that in Japan, I think, in various places fairly soon for the buses and stuff. Because we had that Suica shortage, right? Where they couldn't make enough Suica cards. And so they've updated the systems now, so you can just use credit cards or debit cards instead. As long as you use the same card to tap in and out, it'll just charge you directly.
Oh,
which is pretty cool. Now, the one thing to watch out for with credit cards, though, is that if you're using them in a different country, you're often paying a fee or getting slightly less good exchange rates and so on.
Really?
If it's something, unless it's something like a Wise card, which is designed for that. If you're just using a standard Japanese credit card, you're probably getting an unfavorable exchange rate and possibly some kind of fee as well. So it's worth looking into.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
I think in the UK and also in the US, you can find credit cards that are designed for overseas travel and therefore don't have these fees and so on. But I'm not sure there are any in Japan. So
yeah,
definitely worth looking into how that works.
About that. I think so. My main card is American Express. We might have talked about this before, actually. The American Express. It used to be the SPG. Now it's the Marriott Bonvoy. It's kind of like the. Oh no, they've just put their prices up. Actually, they just announced increased fees for this year, going up, or the following year, going up about 30-40% or something. It's a big jump.
It's almost doubling. I think it's really
bad. Wow. Okay.
So I'm thinking about whether to keep it or not. It's my main card as well. But.
Yeah. Anyway, the Marriott Bonvoy, I think their exchange rate is quite good, but also they have. One of the reasons I got it is they have worldwide travel insurance. I mean, I think most cards do. And I looked at the details of it. I thought you had to buy your tickets, like your flight tickets, but you don't. You have to buy some sort of transport on your trip. So if you don't buy the flight tickets, as happened once when they wouldn't accept the card, you can just go and use your card for a taxi or Uber or something like that. And once you've registered some kind of journey and paid for it with that credit card, then you're covered. The trip insurance kicks in.
I guess they want proof that you were there or something. I don't know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to keep in mind, though, like the terms and conditions for any kind of insurance, because often with Japanese cards, unless you book the trip on the card, it won't cover you for the trip. So
check the details. So the first thing that hit me is cards only, and it worked fine. Another thing I noticed, so I expected it to be expensive. UK is expensive, especially compared to Japan right now. And it was, but we would go out for lunch, and because I'm with my family, we're fine going to casual places. We're not out there for fancy meals or anything. So we just go out to a cafe or something for lunch. And especially outside of the main cities, again, we're not in tourist areas, it was actually cheap. You could go and get a cup of tea for £2. And then a bit of cake or something to go with it for £3. At one point, we had soup and scone. There's a cheese one, actually. And it was really filling. And I think that was £5. And it was a good meal. It was a lunch. It kept us going. And it's not the high prices that I expected. When we went into cities, then it was expensive. But you can eat cheaply.
Yeah, I think this is because I've only ever spent time in London recently, so London is not cheap. London's ridiculous, and I think this might be a London elsewhere divide, and maybe even a London cities not cities divide,
right?
Much like Tokyo and the rest of Japan, right? Like, if I go to Tokyo, I get real sticker shock.
Oh, yeah,
restaurants. I'm like,
yeah,
what? You want how much for lunch? Like, really?
yeah, yeah. It's gone up,
Um,
especially in the last year or so. Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised. I expected everywhere to be expensive, and not necessarily. You can still look and find decent prices. And
yeah,
I guess the same in the US.
I'm kind of put off traveling abroad, and I'm not sure if it's the cost or just the kind of fatigue post COVID.
Oh,
But yeah. So I think it's probably still possible to travel in a reasonable way as long as you do it deliberately. But
yeah, yeah. I have to say that I enjoyed going back to traveling. It's been a while since I've been on a trip, and it was really good.
that's cool. Yeah. So quick comment from Gareth here. So JR Kyushu has the credit debit card functionality, it seems.
Oh,
I
cool.
don't think we've got it over here in JR East, but I might be wrong. I do have
Yeah.
my Suica, so
Yeah.
old unregistered Suica, so it's not linked to me in
Same
any way.
here. Oh, I don't have it with me, but I have
I
one
feel
of
like
the.
Jason Bourne. Every time I use it, I'm like, yeah, I'm Jason Bourne, leaving
You're
no
not
trace.
tracking me. Yep. I have one of the special ones. For a while, Narita Express did a sort of tie-up, link-up deal. You get the Narita Express ticket to Narita and the Suica thing when you arrive at the. Oh, sorry, yeah. You arrive in Narita and you get the Narita Express ticket to Tokyo and the Suica card with 500 or 1,000 yen or something on it as a package thing.
Okay.
And the actual design of the card was different. It's got a nice picture of a train on it and welcome to Japan kind of thing. They don't do it. They haven't done it for years, but I've still got it. It's still working. And I feel, like you're like special. I've got my special card going through.
Definitely.
So one.
All right. Yeah. Questions. Just chuck questions in the chat. That's really good. We'll get to them in a bit, though. Like we'll normally wait and bunch up questions for later. So.
So sticking with the traveling thing, one thing, this is like a bonus money tip here. Last time I rented a car when I went. Normally my parents would pick me up, but they're getting on a bit. So previously and this time, I rented a car for the whole trip, and it was great. I'm a bit more independent. They don't have to drive so much. It worked well. Before doing that, I don't rent cars very much, so I researched, and Booking.com, for the UK at least, gives Alamo and Enterprise really high marks. The reviews for them are really high compared to others. And it turns out that Enterprise owns Alamo. Alamo is like the sort of the discount version, if you like.
It's like Docomo and Ahamo.
Right. Yes, I suppose so. Yeah. Yes. And it's actually the same sort of office thing for both of them. And it was really good. Alamo was great. I got a nice, friendly welcome, both this time and last time. The car was nice. It could have been cleaned a little bit better. That's the only slight downside. But, quite a new car, worked perfectly. The check-in, the check-out was all very, very smooth. They didn't make a fuss about tiny scratches that were already on the car and stuff like that. But I managed to save 15,000 yen. Well, first of all, I managed to lose over 20,000. So I started off looking in advance. Okay, I need to book the car. It was late at night. I'll just see, roughly what's available. Blah, blah, blah. I looked, and then I found the car I want for, I think it was 56,000 yen. Like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'll book that tomorrow because it's late and I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. And then I forgot the next day. So a couple of days later, I go, and the same car, same period of time, was now 78,000 yen, like 22,000 yen more expensive. And because I just waited a couple of days, I'm now 22,000 yen down. Really annoyed with myself. So, okay, we'll call it education. Anyway, I had to book it. So I booked it. And coming up to the trip, it's about a couple of days before, I just thought, I'll just take a look just in case, look at the prices. And I found the same car, the same period of time with Alamo, same company. It was now 63,000 yen, I think. So yes, still a bit higher than when I first saw it. But I thought it would gradually get more and more expensive closer to my actual check-in day. No, it suddenly got cheaper 2 days before. And it was free cancellation. So I
Oh.
cancelled my booking, rebooked it immediately, saved 15,000 yen.
Nice.
So
yeah, they're obviously messing around with the pricing, aren't they? Like trying to maximize profits. So
yeah, it feels like sort of what they do with planes or whatever. So my tip is to first of all try and get a car or whatever that can be cancelled for free, and then just book it early and keep checking maybe once a week or so before you fly.
yeah,
I'm definitely
or
doing that
get
next time.
some AI agent to do it for you if you're that way.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, checking back makes a lot of sense, I think. Often you can rebook stuff, whether it's hotels or
yeah. I've heard people mention that for hotels, and I thought, really, is it worth all the hassle? But no, with the car at least, it certainly was. So yeah,
3 nights. If you knock off 10,000 yen a night or whatever, like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You have any like stories or tips or anything from your trip?
Can I do my Avis story?
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if have I mentioned this before?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So this was a while back. So I took my wife and the kids to England. We went to the Lake District for the first time. I'd never been there before. So we got a car. And we drove up to the Lake District, and we were driving around the Lake District. And the car was from Avis. And this is important because I hate them after this experience. So we were driving around in the car, and we parked somewhere near a lake. We went out, we had lunch, then we went back to the car, and the car wouldn't move. So it would start, the engine ran, but it wouldn't move. So we're like, oops. And of course, the Lake District is not the best place to break down. Like, for anyone who hasn't been there, it's very rural, right? Lots of small roads. It's quite far away from anything. And in fact, the nearest Avis shop is in Manchester.
That's miles away.
And this will become important later. So we were waiting for the breakdown truck to come. And I sent my wife and the kids back to the hotel by taxi because it was taking ages. Truck shows up about 9 p.m., I think. And they're like, yeah, we're going to have to take this back to Avis, which is in Manchester. And so I had to go with it to get another car from Avis and then come back. And it's about 2 hours, I think I remember. So it's about 2 hours on with the breakdown guy to the Avis shop. And the Avis shop is shut. And what they do in this situation is they have some cars, and then the keys are in these little lock boxes with a code. So I got a code, got into the lock box, and the only car they had was this tiny little kind of K car sized thing, and there's 5 of us, right, with bags. So this isn't going to work. And Avis's solution is, take the car and then come back again to get another one.
Back to Manchester.
And then my wife caught flu the next day, so it was just a complete nightmare.
What?
So I had to go back to Manchester to get a real replacement car from Avis and then drive back to the Lake District. So I've done this trip like
it's a waste of 2 days, really, isn't it?
That and that's when the fun started. So Avis eventually said, well, we have decided that you drove the car into a ditch, and therefore you are liable for like £5,000 to fix it. And they charged this to my credit card. Nice people that they are.
Did you go anywhere near it?
No. So the axle was broken, apparently. But we were in a car park. We went in a ditch, you know what I mean? And Avis had this really annoying thing, which I think is fairly common in the UK, where their response to customer complaints is to ignore you for about 6 weeks.
Wow.
So I was going back and forth with them about this thing. So I'd send them an email with, questions and kind of points and things. And then 6 weeks later, they'd email me back and not answer the questions. or like, you know, they were basically stalling,
Yeah.
trying to get me to go away. But at some point, someone screwed up and they sent me some documents that showed that the car had been repaired under warranty.
Oh.
It was a new car and it had been fixed free by the manufacturer.
Oh.
But this didn't change the fact that they charged me £5,000 and weren't giving it back.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, you know, this is like 6 months later, lots of time and lots of stress. And I kind of figured out that how the system works in the UK, where you've got an ombudsman, an official body that you can go to. And so basically I said to Avis, look, I'm kind of tired of dealing with you. So I'm going to go to the ombudsman in about half an hour unless you sort this out. And 28 minutes later, they sent me an email that said, okay, we're going to refund the £5,000 and we're going to refund you the entire cost of your booking to make up for. And it was perfectly pitched where it was kind of enough.
Just enough to stop you going.
Just enough to make me go away. Because if it had been less, I would have been like, nope, I'm going to go to the ombudsman anyway because you have annoyed me. But yeah, we didn't have much money back then, so getting that money back was enough. So yeah, scummy way of dealing with customers, and I guess they've done the numbers that this works, where enough people give up that it's worthwhile. Yeah. But just they could have been normal from the beginning, you know.
Wow.
So I will never, ever go near that company again.
Wow. Yep, never use them, but yeah, I'll stick with that on my own.
Yeah, I don't know what would have happened if they hadn't sent me that document by accident. But yeah, the joys of renting. So now what I do when I rent a car is I just check the supplementary insurance box, which I know is kind of overpaying. Yeah. But yeah, the peace of mind is worth it for me.
Yeah, that's what I did.
A few times that I do rent, anyway.
Yeah. The guy, I did that this time for the first time, and the guy said, "Okay, you're good to go. As long as you bring back a steering wheel, you're fine." Really?
Yeah, it means that the whole like check thing where you're checking to see if there are any scratches and making sure that they've recorded the scratches so that you don't get charged for the scratches. Doesn't matter.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it just makes it a lot more pleasant, I think, coming in and going out kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow.
So just a quick cautionary tale in the field of personal finance. So I used to get supplementary insurance from a UK broker that basically covered car rental, and it was really cheap and really comprehensive. But a few years after we started doing that, they actually changed the rules so that you had to be a UK resident to get that particular insurance. So do be careful if you're doing that in particular. Because I'm sure they would have paid like small stuff, but if you had a big claim, they might like dig deeper and be like, "Oh, so you live in Japan, and therefore are not covered by this at all." So, yeah, something to work out for.
I did that last time. Instead of getting the extra insurance with the rental company, which would be more expensive, I used a third-party company to get insurance that would cover the insurance kind of thing, which felt weird, and I was a bit worried if something happened. You know, would the problem kind of be stuck between two parties saying it's their fault? No, it's their fault. In the end, fortunately, it didn't have to use it. But it's a weird setup. This time, I just went with the same company.
Yeah, that extra step means that, you know, in our case, for example, we've already been charged by Avis, you know, and therefore, even if you claimed from the other insurer, it would take a while. Yeah.
And
whereas
you probably
if
have to pay
directly, you don't get charged in the first place.
Yeah. And if you have a problem, you know exactly who to go to. There's only one company you're dealing with. Or
they're not bouncing you back and forth. All right. Should we go through some comments?
Yeah, we've got some good ones here.
Okay. So applied for PR 2 years ago after being here for 35 years. Wow. That's more than me. Got knocked back for one late monthly resident payment in 2021. Yeah. So PR and naturalizing, I believe, are getting way stricter recently. Partially it's political, partially it's numbers, I think. So yeah, so I'm starting to apply for naturalization at the moment. And the earliest appointment they could give me was 2 months, and then I had to change it, and now it's another 2 months.
Oh no.
I suspect it's demand. So they don't have the capacity to process the number of people that are applying now. At least for naturalization, like they seem to have a fairly constant amount of approvals, like 10,000 a year, going back years. So I think if more people are applying now, it's just going to take much longer to process. Yeah. Same with PR, and PR really strict. I'm not sure I'd get it now. The kind of paperwork they're asking for.
Really?
Yeah. So they apparently now they're asking for the receipts for like pension and stuff. But I don't keep that stuff. You know, like I get it stamped, it's done, I throw it away. Like, but they want it to be submitted, and apparently the kind of certificates that you get from the pension office that show that you've paid don't show when you paid, and therefore are not enough now. So it's getting kind of almost to the point where it's intentionally difficult to get.
Right.
Beyond normal. Like, okay, you could say, okay, if someone hasn't made their pension payments, that shows an issue, right, with someone, and therefore we don't want them to be a permanent resident, but they've paid. You know, who cares if they were 3 days late? You know what I mean? Like, does it matter? But that's how the system's going at the moment, and then these huge waits. So foregone conclusion here, like 24-month wait for PR. It used to be about a year, maybe less even in some cases, but now it's a year and a half or more, maybe 2 years.
No idea it was that long.
Yeah.
Kind of related, going back to driving in the UK, driving tests are now like that, a crazy wait for them. My nephew is taking lessons at the moment, and he's not ready, but he's booked his test because it takes so long, and he got the earliest appointment that he could this month. He got the earliest appointment he could, January. It's a 6-month wait for your driving test, and then if you fail, okay, book another one 6 months later, or hope that somebody cancels in the meantime. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Wow,
I guess that's demand as well. Like,
yeah, I think so. Yeah, demand and lack of people. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it's not just Japan. But I think you're right, though. It's in Japan's case, in this case, it is political as well, I think.
Yeah, after the recent election. Not that we're going to rehash the topics from last time.
Yeah, go back and watch that if you're interested.
Okay, I don't recommend buying physical gold. So there's a question, do you recommend buying gold in Japan? From Costco. Costco sells gold as well. Awesome. There's lots of gold shops as well if you want to buy gold. The problem with gold is that you pay consumption tax when you buy it. And therefore it's kind of inefficient to do so. Also, it's very easy to steal. So, you keep seeing these stories on the news about old people, having 20 million yen robbed from their house or something. And that's why, because they had cash or whatever in the house. So, as an investment, gold, I'm with Warren Buffett on this one, where gold doesn't really do anything. It doesn't produce anything. It doesn't have any kind of intrinsic value. It's got kind of artificial scarcity. So I'm not a huge fan of gold. Some people recommend having a few % of gold in a portfolio just to stabilize it a little bit, have some some diversification and so on. So I think that would be fine. I wouldn't have large amounts of gold. So if you want to get like a gold ETF and spend 3% of your portfolio on it, 5% of your portfolio on it, that's probably fine. I wouldn't go like all in on gold. It's very high. It's an all-time high at the moment, isn't it, gold? So got to think everything is at an all-time high at the moment. Pretty much. Bitcoin, like ridiculous. I thought it's gone down a little bit, hasn't it, since last week? But
I haven't checked, but yeah, it's still pretty high, isn't it? With gold, I do have a gold ETF as part of my IDECO, but that's a small part. And as you said, it's to balance it out so that I don't have everything in something more volatile, or at least there's something that is not correlated with what is it? I've got stocks, foreign bonds, foreign real estate, and gold. Those make up my IDECO. And I've been lucky because it's gone up, but yeah, I didn't really expect that. I just expected it to be something that would reduce the swings of the portfolio, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some gold, physical. It's in a vault somewhere, apparently.
Oh, really?
In Switzerland.
It's not in his home, everybody. Okay, don't go around with it.
It's not. Yeah, it's about just under 1%, I think. Maybe.
Oh, really? Wow. I should mention, if you still want to buy physical gold, one alternative is Furusato Noze. I was looking at that. Yeah, I'm serious. I was looking at what to get with Furusato Noze, just browsing through, blah, blah, blah. And you can buy gold.
So the government will give you some gold.
Basically, yeah. It's Yamanashi prefecture, mostly. Yamanashi Kofushi, I think that is. Is it Kofushi? I'm not sure. But yeah, Yamanashi. And so some of it is jewelry, gold bracelet, gold necklace, but some of it is a little sort of ingot of gold. I mean, we're talking like 10 grams or something. It's not a big solid bar. And that, actually, that's like really bars. Expensive. No, it's a little ingot, although 10 grams, the kifu, the donation, is 820,000 yen. They've got smaller ones, I think 1 gram there, or 0.3 grams for 55,000 yen. I looked into this a while ago. Oh, wow, that's interesting. But when I calculated exactly what you're getting, it's not really a good deal. Or at least to me, it wasn't a good deal when I looked into it at the time. It might be for you.
Much better to get beer or sausages or something, right?
Yeah, for me personally, yeah, that was a better option. But hey, if you're interested in that, take a look at Furusato Noze if you have some Furusato Noze allowance you want to use.
Cool. Right, thrifty rent-a-car good in the UK. Yeah, I went with something called Green Machine, which has terrible reviews, but I found really good out of Heathrow. Yeah, I think they're all much of a muchness, but yeah. Enterprise in Okinawa, nice. We tend to not book in time for Okinawa. Like Okinawa is crazy because there's nowhere near enough cars on the islands. So unless you book it well in advance, you're not going to get a car, basically. So we've recently been going through these little like farmers, basically. They've got a shack and like 3K cars, and they're not on the internet really, and they're certainly not in English. So that's our kind of last ditch.
How do you find them then?
I mean, they are on the internet, but it's like, it's website from 1997 and all in Japanese, and it's like images of text, so it's not machine translatable and all that kind of stuff.
Right. There is actually a site called Turo, I think it is, TURO.com, and it's like the Airbnb for cars. So you can you rent a car basically from somebody on a personal basis directly with them. You go through the website, pay through the website. They've got ratings and stuff through the website, just like Airbnb. And we used it a couple of times in Hawaii because, just like with Okinawa, it's really hard to get a car if you're booking quite late. And it was good. I felt a little bit nervous because it's down to this one person's sort of viewpoint as to whether they're happy with the state of the car when you bring it back. Maybe you made the floor mats dirty or something. I don't know. But in our case, everything was fine. They were happy. We were happy. So yeah,
I've heard some horror stories about that kind of thing, though.
Really?
Peer-to-peer car rental and stuff like that. Like, if something goes wrong, like the intermediary is like, sort it out.
Yes.
So
we can put the link later in the description. But yeah, that's a good point. And also when we picked ours up, it was at night, or was it dropping it off? I know one of the two is at night, and there's like a key box thing hooked onto the door handle. And so I'm in this car park on my own with a torch, looking like I'm stealing it. It wasn't quite as professional as going to a proper company.
Hey, you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get shot trying to pick up your rental car.
I think Churro might only be the United States as well, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay. I think there's a Japanese version of that, but I've seen this horror story where someone rented a sports car or something. And,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not good. Equinet gives a discount if you book early enough. Yeah, again, I really have trouble booking early.
I've used that before, actually. It was going up to Nikko, actually. And yeah, for some reason, it was a 30% off or something. And then when I try and go down to Kyushu, I've never seen a discount there. So I think they're quite selective about which lines have the discount.
Okay. There's not.
When you find it, those things.
Okay. This seems kind of sneaky. Book a hotel and then cancel the day you're due to check in. Also risky because, like, if they've got a waiting list or something, you're a bit screwed.
Wait a minute. You book a room, your check-in day arrives, you cancel it if it's free, and then try and immediately rebook it because it might be cheaper because they're desperate to get rid of the room.
Yeah, last minute.
Okay. Your username, we see you often and we appreciate it. Foregone conclusion, though. I would say this such strategy is not a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. Like you like to live dangerously, sir.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, this is talking about rental companies, I think, where my Avis story. You have to threaten to take them to court or they'll ignore you. Yeah. It's like all those films about US health insurance, right? Where their strategy was to just deny claims unless people sued them.
Yeah.
Evil practice. Okay, can't you see all the pension payments on the My Number portal? You can, but it doesn't have the date when you paid it, which is what immigration is focusing on at the moment for some reason. So yeah, you can see that you made the payment, but it doesn't show that you paid it on time. Even if you paid it late, it would still show up as paid. So immigration seems to care very much about whether the payments were late or not.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Also, your spouse. So I saw a video about naturalizing that said it's more difficult to naturalize if you've lived here for a long time because you've got a longer history for them to check. They can only check your history in Japan. So if you have 5 years in Japan, they only have 5 years to look at. If you've got 30 years in Japan, they're looking at 30 years. There's a much larger chance of you making a mistake or something. It's much harder to naturalize if you're married because they also want all your spouse's information, their finances, their pension payments, their job, all that kind of stuff. And the sins of the spouse will reflect on you. So, yeah, I don't even know why I'm bothering to get into this process. It sounds like a nightmare.
It's for content for Retire Japan.
It is. I'm going to get a YouTube series out of it. So
yeah.
Okay, so gold has special rules. So 500,000 yen capital gains tax free each year. Nice.
I didn't know that.
I think it's physical gold, right? So
I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This sounds interesting if you're into burying gold coins in your garden or whatever. I've got an American friend who's like very much part of the kind of prepper community, and his family in the US have like these underground store things full of hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammunition and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
So he's very much into like physical gold and seeds and like gasoline for the end times. Wow. Seeds, so you can grow food when civilization collapses.
Okay.
As a sole proprietor, health insurance.
Shall I read it out whilst you think about the answer? As a sole proprietor, head of household over 40 years. Oh, sorry, this is from Gareth. Hello again, Gareth. Head of household over 40 years old. I'm being crucified by my health insurance premiums. Kokumin Kenko Hoken. It's 100,000 yen, 10,000 yen, monthly for 10 months. I have maxed out with Ideco, Kyosai Small Business Pension, and NISA. I have talked with friends about using Safety Kyosai bankruptcy insurance to get taxable salary down and use it as pension payments from 62 until the UK state pension starts at 67. Wow. So any way to get down the Kokumin Kenko Hoken monthly premiums, I think he's asking
I think
about.
for some people, if they make a company, so we were kind of talking about this before, like if you make a company, then you're no longer paying Kokumin Kenko Hoken, you're paying Shakai Hoken. So you are paying your share and your company is paying the company share. And for people with very high incomes, apparently that's cheaper than paying Kokumin Kenko Hoken. So might be worth looking into. So like when I left my university job, I had the option of continuing to pay into the employer health insurance if I wanted to. And I ran the numbers and it was about 2/3 what Kokumin Kenko Hoken would have been.
Oh, okay.
Even paying the employer portion as well. Because if you stay on voluntarily, you pay your share and the employer's share. And it's still cheaper. So yeah, that might be worth looking into as well. Yeah. The Safety Kyosai, if anyone's self-employed, is I think you can pay up to 800,000 yen a year into it, which is classed as a business expense, so it lowers your income. And then you can use that money if you run into problems with the company, or when you finish the company, you can get it back, kind of thing. So, worth looking into for some people, and talk to an accountant about it, whether it makes sense for you. Dun, dun, dun. So this is about the gold thing. So the S&P, so right now this whole stock thing is basically a tech thing, and a lot of the tech thing is an AI thing. So yeah, we could see a correction in the future. Now, as long as you've got a fairly decent investing horizon, you're investing for 10 years or 20 years. Having a big correction next year doesn't really matter as long as you don't panic when it happens. It's actually an opportunity for lots of people, because assuming you're buying regularly, you want prices to come down for that. So now, of course, if you're going to retire in a year, you might want to reconsider, but that's the big difference. Like when are you going to be needing this money, right? If it's next year, you have to be really careful with timing. If it's in 20 or 30 years, it really doesn't matter very much. So.
Yeah, that's the S&P 500, which is sort of overweight in the tech companies. But I imagine if you go for an all-country fund, you're going to have lower exposure to the tech and AI.
Slightly. So an all-country fund now, after the growth in the US market, is 70% US.
Oh. Wow.
Which most of that is S&P 500, and most of the S&P 500 is the the magic 7 or whatever they are now, the delusional 7. Did you see that story about how Meta was trying to hire people on $1 billion contracts for 5 years or something? Billion. Yeah.
Oh no! What?
Yeah. So they were offering people $1 billion contracts to join them as AI whatevers, right? And they've stopped doing that now, which might be a sign of where things are going. So.
Right. So sticking with the gold thing, for conclusion, has just pointed out that buying, I think, gold ETFs in a NISA is easier than physical gold and tax-free profit. Yep. That's the way I would go as well. NISA,
definitely.
But do your own research first, please.
Yeah. That's an interesting question.
Okay. Given Hugh James, hello Hugh. Given there are 600,000 UK graduates who are on government welfare, does Japan have a similar problem, as content creators are saying the economy is still bad?
Japan has the opposite problem. So Japan is a job seekers boom at the moment. There's something like 1.4, I think, jobs per job seeker So there's a huge number of jobs. Not all of them are great jobs, but there's enough of a shortage that for the first time in a long time, recently, graduates have, they have their pick of jobs. They've got much better working conditions. Daniel, you can probably talk about this. So your son
Yep.
just got a job recently.
Yes, he joined the workforce with all the other new graduates in April. And in sort of the recruitment interviews and stuff before that, the jobs he was looking at, pretty much all of them were offering nice deals. The salary was pretty good, no overtime. And the company, it wasn't just, lip service. After entering the company he's in now, they're not allowed to do overtime as a new recruit because they want to, keep them as happy as possible. And during the recruitment process, they were really asking a lot of times, are you sure you're not going to leave in the first year? You're not going to leave us straight away. Please don't leave us straight away. Only say yes if you promise you'll be with us. They're very scared of losing people. It really is a fight.
And now, also for the first time ever, like Japan's always had like company loyalty, jobs for life, and people that change jobs were looked at with suspicion, and it was definitely a negative. It was a black mark on your resume to have left a company. Now it's the opposite. So everyone's like, okay, change jobs, get a better deal, get a better salary, and so on. So the job market now in Japan is great. Now the salaries aren't that great because of the weak yen, and also we haven't had the kind of salary increases that we've seen in different countries. Until recently, we didn't have the inflation that we've seen in different countries either. So it's pretty easy to get a job in Japan if you're a graduate, but it might not pay as much as jobs in other countries. So,
although again, going to the sort of the buyer's market, the employee, the searchers market, just before April, it was on the news that, was it SBI, or there was some company that actually increased the salary for new recruits before they joined. Like they've already got their salary decided and they've said, yes, they're going to start on April the 1st. And before that, they increased it again. It's like to make sure they really, really are happy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the economy is bad in some ways, but it's a pretty good place to be a young graduate at the moment, I think. Okay, this is about PR, I think. Yeah, PR. So the immigration wanted the date stamps, and you can get them from the ward office. Apparently, that's nice. I thought they were just gone forever if you toss the receipts. So, okay. Do we think consumption tax will go up in Japan? I don't think so. I think that would be a political kind of shoot yourself in the head kind of policy. Consumption tax is really unpopular, and lots of the parties are proposing reducing consumption tax or even getting rid of consumption tax. When I came to Japan, I think there wasn't consumption tax, or it had just been introduced. It was 5%, right?
It was 3% when I first came.
3, right. And it was really hard to work out what the price is going to be, right? Because it wasn't included. Yeah. You had to do that. You're like, what? So yeah, so it's a fairly new thing. So I think it's more likely that it will be cut or played with rather than put up. Personally,
I think so, especially with some,
Daniel?
with some of the opposition parties in the election promising to cut or get rid of consumption tax. For somebody to now come along and actually raise it, that's really going to be politically very difficult. You're not going to get many votes with that, I don't think.
Unless wages go up a lot and inflation chills out a bit.
Right. Yeah. I suppose what they could do. So some proposals have been to reduce consumption tax on certain items, like I don't know, books or food or something. I suppose if that happens, then they could consider raising it on other so-called luxury items if they want to balance that out. But that's more complexity. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to go above 10%. And I agree with your conclusion. If they do, it's going to have a greater destruction of nominal wealth. I think there must be other better ways. In fact, I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but I keep hearing that they're talking about it, increasing the tax rate on either capital gains or on dividends from shares it's a flat 20% or 20 point something percent. And there seem to be constant rumblings about that. Rich people are enjoying this flat rate. We should increase it. That would be
I
more
don't
likely
like
than
that.
increasing. No, I
don't
personally, I
like
wouldn't.
that idea.
But to me,
What?
that would be more likely and more palatable, I think, than putting up consumption tax.
That's going to screw up my spreadsheet. Come on.
Oh,
Okay, so do you have to be a kabushiki gaisha? So this would be an what would that be in foreign speak? So a listed company, I guess.
Public company in the UK
Yeah.
and corporation, I think.
Yeah, to have access to Shakai Hogan. I don't think so. I think you can be a GK, which is the equivalent of a limited company, I think. Which is a lot easier to set up. It's cheaper and easier to set up, and there's less kind of paperwork involved with owning it. So that might be a better option if you're a freelancer that just wants to reduce costs a bit. Okay, right. Let's carry on.
Okay, thank you for that. Right, moving on then with our agenda. The next section is economic nuggets. Amazing purchase, the bug apocalypse. I got no idea what you put here, Ben. What's going on?
You know how sometimes in the summer you get these bugs that live in the rubbish and the little flies.
You mean the insects? Yeah. Yes.
The little flies that just appear and kind of colonize your kitchen for a bit, and they're really annoying.
Yeah.
Or sometimes like a big fly will get in and like buzz around, and I cannot rest until I get it out or kill it. Right? It just does my head in. Those things now are fun and enjoyable.
Okay.
Since I got this. So I actually saw this in London in June. I was at a mate's house. And he had one of these, and his house was full of flies for some reason. And so I've used these before, like years ago in Thailand and stuff, and they weren't very good. They were, the old electric kind of tennis racket things.
Yes, for people listening, do you want to describe what you're holding?
So this is it's a tennis racket with a little wire mesh on it, and it's got a rechargeable battery in it.
Right.
And it's really high something. I don't know if it's current or voltage, but but it explodes flying insects, basically. They burn up completely. It vaporizes them. And it's kind of fun to use. So the little flies come in and you're like, and they're all gone. So and I got this from Amazon. It was a couple of thousand yen, and it is joyful. So if you ever have insects in your house and you don't like that, and mosquitoes, oh my god, mosquitoes are amazing because they just disappear. Like,
that would be cool. Can you get that in Japan?
Amazon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's loads of them, so it's obviously a popular item. But the thing is, it's an upgrade. So the older version of this didn't work very well. Kind of heavy, took batteries. You had to put like AA's in it or something. This thing, USB-C, lasts for ages. Lasts for a couple of hours on, and it works incredibly well. So yeah, if you ever got mosquitoes or little flies or anything, this is the way. I was looking at fly paper, but this is so much better.
Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Thank you for that top tip.
Let's answer these quick questions.
Jatin or Jatin Joshi. Will the capital gains tax on crypto be reduced in the near future? Well, we can only guess. We can only make
nice question. Actually, no, the question is interesting because crypto in Japan is not taxed as capital gain. It's taxed as miscellaneous income.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The same as currency trading. So if you trade currency, if you do Forex, foreign exchange trading, it's taxed as income. So you pay it on your income tax, which if you have a higher income means that the tax rates are much higher than the capital gains tax. And this is a problem for cryptocurrency in Japan. So obviously people would prefer to pay capital gains generally instead of what we currently have. So the proposal is that at some point, maybe in the near future, Japan will change how it taxes crypto from miscellaneous income to capital gains tax. And capital gains is a flat 20.315%.
Yes, that's it. So it's not a reduction in tax rate; it's a reassignment or what do you call it? I can't speak English. It's a
reclassified.
Reclassifying. That's it. Thank you. Of crypto, and it's the Japan Association of Cryptocurrency or some industry association that every year is sort of pushing for this, and every year there's a news story that it's being considered.
It's coming. It's being considered.
It's coming. But I've been seeing this for several years now. So as I say, we can only guess. You ask if it's in the near future. Personally, I don't think so, but I do think it will happen at some point because I think it needs more sort of industry pressure, not from just one association, but from more banks or financial institutions offering cryptocurrency as ETFs or something like that, and then more companies using cryptocurrency either as part of their assets or for payment or whatever. And we're starting to see that a little bit. So I think when these things, as well as regular sort of individual investors buying crypto, when these things build up more and more, the pressure will be so high that the government will do something. That's my theory.
Yeah, I think the government's going to do it just for competitive sake. So in order for Japan to be, internationally competitive and develop the crypto whatever of the future. More exciting than the tax for me is that if they make it a capital gains asset, we'll probably start to see ETFs and mutual funds. It'll be much more likely for us to get ETFs and mutual funds, and then we could maybe buy it in NISA. And so this would be really make it much more attractive to normal people, because to be honest, cryptocurrency is a complete pain to buy or own.
Yeah.
Right. It would be much easier if it was just a financial product that you could buy from a broker normally.
So I wouldn't be surprised then if behind the scenes, the big financial institutions are sort of the Nomura or whatever, are in discussions, and they've got sort of inside information of when it's likely to happen, and then they can plan an ETF and release it at the same time. That kind of like a new wave.
Yeah,
I think.
In NISA, that would be kind of nice.
So personally, I think it's when, not if, but I don't know when, and probably not the near future, probably not this year or the next year.
Awesome. All right.
ChatGPT. So they asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said it's likely to happen in 2026, and the tax rate would be 20%. Well, if it is classified as capital gains tax, then it would be about 20, or you said 20.315 is the flat rate, I think. 2026.
That's the reconstruction tax, the 315.
Oh, right. Okay, which is still being tagged on. Okay,
to help Sendai rebuild itself, even though all the money's been sent elsewhere. We're very bitter about that.
2026. Yeah, who knows? I don't think so personally, but we'll see.
Yeah, next year it seems unlikely because I haven't seen any concrete proposals this year. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think the way these things come out, like with iDeCo rule changing, first of all, they announce there's a proposal, then they announce they're discussing it, then there might be another kind of announcement, and then it actually has effect. So we're not seeing any of the early signs yet, I think.
Yeah. Precisely. Talking about iDeCo, that was a really nice seg.
Oh, yes.
Professional. Yes. Yeah, obviously, these 30 episodes of experience of...
Yes, one change that definitely is happening in iDeCo is coming January the 1st, 2027. And I've
just announced the timing. So we've got a number of upgrades for iDeCo, which is super exciting for people who are working in Japan, because iDeCo is a great way to put money away for retirement and save tax. And who doesn't like saving tax legally? No one doesn't like that. So two big changes. Actually, there's three, but one of them's bad.
Oh, okay.
So the first good change is that they're putting up the contribution limits. So for people on Kokumin Nenkin, so for self-employed people and so on, it's a 7,000 yen increase. So it goes from 68 to 75,000 yen a month, which is nice. For people who work for a company, if you don't have a company kind of pension plan, a DC plan, your current limit's 23,000 yen, but after this change, it'll be 62,000 yen, which is tripling it basically. And that is enormous. That is the really big news, I think. If you did have a DC plan, then again, you're going up by 7,000 yen. It's going from 55 to 62. But if you didn't have a DC plan and you were only able to pay in 23,000 yen, from 2027, it's going to be 62,000 yen a month. And that comes off your income. So your income tax goes down, and it's a really nice way to put stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
The other change is that we're now going to be able to pay in until we're 70. So obviously we're pushing back retirement ages, or trying to. Yeah. Because we don't have enough workers. So if everyone tries to retire early and slack off, then Japan is going to grind to a halt even quicker. So you're going to have the option to pay into iDeCo until 70. It's currently 65. It was originally 60, and they're just pushing it back. So eventually, I'm sure it'll be 75 or 80 or something.
So these are all good changes so far.
Yes,
I'm feeling there's a but coming.
There's a bad one too, which is how iDeCo is taxed. So right now, if you cash out your iDeCo, you can use your retirement bonus tax allowance on it and pay very little, if not no tax at all. And then if you then get your retirement bonus from your company, at least 5 years later, you can also use your retirement bonus tax allowance on that and pay little to no tax. After these changes come in, it's going to be 10 years, which seems really weird, because I can't imagine many people cashing in their iDeCo first and then getting a retirement bonus from their company. And I need to look into how this works the other way around. What happens if you use your retirement bonus from your company first and then cash in your iDeCo later, which seems much more realistic to me, because you can defer cashing in your iDeCo until you're 75.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a blog post about this soonish, once I figure out the details. But yeah, iDeCo taxation is going to get a little bit less favorable, it seems.
Okay. Keep an eye on RetireJapan.com or the RetireJapan newsletter to look out for that blog post /blog.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems it's good, though.
It's amazing, yeah. So especially if you're employed, it's a really, really big change.
Yeah. Now, those increases come in, just been announced, the 1st of January 2027. So you've got to wait a little while before you can actually increase your amount.
Yeah. We'll definitely do a video and blog post and stuff about it closer to the time. It seems likely you'll be able to update your settings in your account from about December. So the month before. Your broker will probably email you and say, hey, the iDeCo increases have gone in. Do you want to change your settings and so on?
Yeah. A few weeks ago, you put a good iDeCo post on LinkedIn, actually. And there were a couple of questions in response to that. Just wanted to go through those, if that's okay. So it seems to take a while compared to NISA, which is pretty quick. It seems to take a while to set up a new iDeCo. Sometimes maybe 2 to 3 months, because you've got to do things by post. Is it faster doing it through an employer? Is it even possible to do it through an employer?
You can't. Yeah, iDeCo is individual defined contribution account. It's yours. If you have an employer, part of the application process is to get them to fill in some paperwork. So it might take even longer depending on how quick your HR department is to reply to things.
So if you work for a
but yeah.
company and you want iDeCo, you should probably speak to your employer first.
No, you just give them the application form because they are legally obliged to fill it in. There's not really any benefit. It's like, do you ask for permission or you just do it? Like, just do it. Give them the paper and say, hey, you need to fill this in, and then they will fill it in.
But you would need to ask them first anyway to know whether you're on the defined contribution pension or not, because that affects your iDeCo limit, right?
It does, but you should know if you have a DC plan or not. It comes off your paycheck, right? So.
Yeah. I see. Okay.
If you do have a DC plan, you might need to talk to HR about how that affects your iDeCo.
Right. Yeah. Another question was is that iDeCo, it's not for US citizens, right?
Every time I open my mouth about this, someone writes nasty blog posts about me. We do have an American citizen info page where we go into this with some links about it. This is not black and white. It seems to be gray. So some people say iDeCo is fine because it's a type of pension and therefore it shields the investments inside it from US kind of tax scrutiny, because you can only buy mutual funds in an iDeCo account, and mutual funds are problematic for Americans if they're not American mutual funds. And some people say that that's not the case. So iDeCo does not shield you from this, and therefore Americans should be wary of using it. So I don't know. I'm not even American. But I think the consensus is generally it might not be worth it for many people. So definitely go and check out those links if you're interested.
Yeah.
Also, if you have a tax professional that gives you advice, then maybe they can give you advice about that.
Now, another question from the comments in LinkedIn. So you mentioned the limits, the upper limits that are increasing. But what about if you can't reach those upper limits? And this person suggests 10,000 yen a month or even less. Would that be enough to invest in? Is that worth it?
Yes. In fact, so iDeCo, the minimum is 5,000 yen. And every year that you pay into iDeCo, you build up your tax-free allowance, that retirement bonus tax allowance we were talking about. So yeah, paying in the minimum is a great idea because you're building up the tax allowance, and then later on, if you can put more in, you're going to have more of it tax-free. So it's definitely worth doing, even if you can only pay in the minimum.
Yeah. Good. And the last question was, what if you were to no longer reside in Japan? You decided to leave Japan, live somewhere else. So what happens to the iDeCo money?
Yeah, so the iDeCo, if you've only paid in a small amount, I think it's less than 200,000 yen or 250,000 yen, or you've paid in less than 5 years, I think, you can cash it out when you leave. So if you go to the iDeCo official page, they have the rules about that. If you've paid in more than that, or you've paid in for longer than that, you can't cash it out when you leave. You have to just wait until you reach the age of 60. So it's going to stay there. You'll still have your account. You'll still be able to rebalance. So move your money between different funds. You just can't take the money out. And then when you reach the age of 60, you tell your broker to send you the money to a different country, which apparently is fine. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you, Daniel. Are you?
Oops, sorry.
There we go.
Right. Yeah, on the retirement.
Doing the mime thing.
I was having a cup of tea, actually. I didn't want to make a funny noise.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, on the Retire Japan forum, you wrote about this a couple of months ago, actually. So if anyone wants more details, RetireJapan.com or the Retire Japan forum, and search for something like iDeCo Leave Japan or iDeCo, whatever. Good information there. Not just from you, Ben, but of course other knowledgeable people who comment in the forum. And one further thing with iDeCo is I had a look at what's available, and the post office has a poster for iDeCo, and it's really easy to go into the post office and set one up. Their fees are, I think it was 430 yen a month, 400 and something. The fees for SBI, I think Rakuten, other providers like that, was around 170 yen a month or something. So not much difference, 300 yen or so. But then I looked into what that would actually mean over the long term. That's a monthly difference of, let's say, 300 yen. And then when I calculated it, if you had your iDeCo for 40 years, all those fees added up over 40 years would be 124,000 yen. So you would lose 124,000 yen effectively if you had an iDeCo open at the post office compared to the same iDeCo open at a financial provider like SBI or Rakuten or whatever. So if you want to save some money, don't open it at the post office.
Yeah, at least compare the fees before you open the account. You can move accounts too. Like my wife moved hers because the bank where she had it originally wasn't competitive anymore. So you can move the account, but it is a hassle.
Okay.
So it's probably better to open it with a good provider in the first place.
Yeah. Right. Thank you for all that. Is there any questions that we should?
Yeah, let's hit some questions. Oh, the business manager visa. Okay. Let's do this first. So yeah, right now there's no ETFs for Bitcoin in Japan because of partially because of the tax rules and so on. So when that changes, we might see some ETFs come in. The business manager visa.
This is actually gonna come up later in the news section. Yep. This is.
Oh, is it? We can come back to it then. Yeah. Let's
okay.
do that.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry. We can answer your question later. Okay, so this is a question I have. So this is iDeCo changes. So there's a third category of person. So there's kokumin nenkin people who are self-employed or small business owners, and then there's shakai hoken people who are employees. And then there's kyosai people. This is teachers and doctors and public servants and people like that. And they've always, originally they couldn't use iDeCo at all. And then it was 12,000 yen a month maximum. And then last December, it went up to 20,000 yen a month maximum, which was nice. And then they announced this new increase. And I haven't seen anyone talk about kyosai in regards to that. So I fear that the kyosai is not going to get that increase. Which seems incredibly unfair. If normal employees are going to go up to 62,000 a month and kyosai stays on 20, that seems a little bit unfair to the poor public workers, right? So I will keep an eye out for that. It is a question that I have. I haven't seen the answer anywhere, unfortunately, one way or another. So. Yeah, so good question. So if you don't get a company taishokukin retirement bonus, there's no issue with iDeCo taxation. You just use the tax break on the iDeCo alone. So the only issue is, if you get both, which seems like a good problem to have, right? Like you get a big cash bonus payout from your company and you have your iDeCo, but the how the tax works on both of those is a little bit complicated. Yeah, so right now, this is again talking about iDeCo. Good question.
Can I just read the question first?
Yeah, go
on. For those with a corporate DC account, this is from HC. Hello, HC. For those with a corporate DC account, the current maximum is 55,000 yen. The employer's monthly contribution to the DC account and no more than 20,000 yen per month. Will it still be no more than 20,000 yen per month?
No, it's completely opened up from 2027. So the employer's contribution plus your iDeCo must be less, 62,000 yen a month or less. And there's no kind of limits on it. So if you don't have a DC, you can put the entire 62,000 into your iDeCo. If your employer contributes 25,000 yen to your DC or whatever, you could put the rest into iDeCo as well. So it's a really good change from 2027.
Okay. Another question about the Kyosai, which I think you've already answered, haven't you?
Yes.
And
Answered with confusion. Sorry, ignorance. I have no information. I have been looking though, and I really haven't seen anything. So there's lots of newspaper articles about this, and they talk about employees and they talk about Kokumin Nenkin people, and they never talk about Kyosai. So we're kind of forgotten, I think, unfortunately.
Could I switch to talking news about some more news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we've covered some stuff for iDeCo.
Bring on the news.
We've covered iDeCo. There's some stuff about NISA as well. A couple of things. One is that Interactive Brokers Japan are starting a NISA, offering a NISA, which I think up to now they didn't. What's the big deal? Because you can get NISA from other providers. So, why is this news? I think you've got an answer to that, haven't you?
Yes. So this is really exciting for two types of people. The first type of person is US citizens. Because until now, US citizens were very limited in what they could do with NISA. So there's no restriction on a US citizen using a NISA account, but on the US side, there's a lot of kind of tax things. So in practice, you could only buy Japanese individual stocks in a NISA account if you're a US citizen in practice. What this means is that if you get an account with Interactive Brokers Japan, they will sell you US ETFs. So you could get a NISA account and you can buy things like VT, right? Vanguard's Whole World ETF in your NISA account, which is really exciting because most people don't want to be messing around buying, random individual companies and following news and all that. It's much easier just to buy a fund, a mutual fund or an ETF. And now you can do that. And it's still taxable by the IRS, but it's not taxable in Japan. And so it makes things a lot easier. And US taxes generally are a bit lower on dividends and capital gains than the Japanese ones. So it's generally a good thing. And the other person that might be interested in this is someone who really isn't comfortable using Japanese to invest. Interactive Brokers has an English interface. You can now use NISA in English, which wasn't possible until now.
That's good.
For anyone else, a Japanese broker is probably better. But if you're American or if you really can't use Japanese websites and don't want to, then Interactive Brokers, new option. Pretty exciting.
I'd say even if you are comfortable with Japanese, some of the NISA interfaces are really bad. It's just so messy and complicated. Although SBI is changing, they're redesigning at the moment, and it is looking a bit better.
Will it be better? Will it not just be bad in a new way?
I think so far I'm quite pleased. But the way they're doing it, instead of like completely refreshing the website, they're doing it bit by bit. So I think the portfolio page is still the old design. The menu is a new design. Another page. Oh, and they moved the things around. So I don't know. It's a bit confusing at the moment because it's suddenly, well, this bit's changed, that bit hasn't. But then I quite like it. So
every time you log in, it's a new adventure.
A little bit, yes. But I kind of prefer that to everything being completely different in one go. Like, oh my God, where do I start? So yeah, and it gives them a chance to test it bit by bit and not break something serious.
Okay.
Anyway, the second NISA bit of news then is, we mentioned this before, the Kodomo NISA proposal. And I saw this on the news this morning, actually. It seems to have taken one further step towards actually becoming reality.
But it still hasn't been approved.
Right, still not, but it's looking...
And we don't have a timeline. So the likely progression is next, hopefully, they'll approve it. and then finally they'll tell us when it starts.
Right.
And the proposal at the moment, as far as I understand it, is that they're it's really clever. I made a video about it actually, but another video. So if you're really interested, go and check that out, because it's quite, I think it's a bit more in depth, obviously. But basically they're proposing allowing kids to use the tsumitate portion only. And it's really elegant, because the reason the old junior NISA got axed or didn't get renewed is because it was unfair. It was giving basically rich families extra NISA. And people thought that was unfair, and it wasn't something the government should be doing, basically. The elegant thing about this proposal is that you're not getting anything extra. You're just getting to use your adult NISA a bit early. So you're not getting any more NISA allowance. You're just using your tsumitate lifetime allowance while you're a child. But if you can, that's going to give you a huge advantage in terms of having an extra decade or two of compounding. So it's a great option. I hope they do it, and it'll be really good for families, basically.
Yeah. I see you did a video on it, I mean, 5 days ago, so it's really fresh information.
Fresh, yes. Excellent.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Good timing. All right. So that is Idiko. That is Nisa. We have some other news topics. I'll try and get through these quickly. One, registration is open for the next Japan Real Estate Summit. We've talked about this a few times. Each time it sort of comes up. I've attended one. Really good. Nice bunch of people. Well organized. Good speakers on topics to do with real estate, either investing or purchasing for living. Or for
also Airbnb and stuff, isn't it? And renovating stuff.
Yes. I'll put it here in there. Yeah,
no, I'm a big fan of a lot of the people that do that. So yeah, very worth it. If you're interested and you're in there's a live option, there's an online option. You can go back and watch the videos later. I think they've got the videos up there for free as well. So if you want to go and check out the previous one.
It's really good.
Yeah, a really good option, I think.
Yeah. This is a quick thing, but luxury lights on a shoestring budget is what I'm calling this item. We went to a hotel recently, and in the room, opened the wardrobe, the cupboard in the room, and the light came on, and it didn't just come on; it sort of just glowed on. It came on
it bloomed.
Gradually. It did. I was like, "Wow, this feels so luxury! Wow, we've got lights on open automatically." And when I looked closely at the light, it was actually a sort of battery-powered detachable thing, and turns out you can get them. I'll try and hold it up to the camera here. Actually, it's made by.
You stole it. You took it with you.
Well, I have to say, I definitely pulled it off and got a note of the serial, the model number. But yeah, I got this on Mercari afterwards. It's about 2,000 yen, made by Iris Oyama. What is it?
From Sendai. Woo woo.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I've got quite a few. I've got Iris Oyama fan there. It's very good. BSL 40ML is the model number. It's like. Basically, it's battery-powered LED light with a sensor on, and it's got this detachable magnetic back. So you affix that to the wall or the ceiling inside your cupboard. You charge up some batteries, stick it on, and then it's got either on or sensor mode. And yeah, when you open the cupboard, it detects motion, or it detects light. One of the two. It will come on. And you feel like you're in a luxury hotel, all for the measly price of 2,000 yen.
Awesome.
DIY, easy DIY. 2 screws to screw in. That's all it is. So very easy. Right. That's that. What else do we have? Oh, yeah. Right. Now, so now we're going to go to the business visa or the entrepreneur visa that was mentioned earlier. And this was just on the news today, actually. They've made it stricter. And I think this is to cut down on people who aren't entrepreneurs using this as a way to live in Japan, to get a quick visa for Japan. The existing rules were that you could set up a company, a startup, with 5 million yen or 2 full-time staff in Japan. And then that's enough to sort of qualify as a valid business to get the business visa or the entrepreneur visa. And then you could live for, I think it's up to 5 years in Japan. Was it 10 years? I think it was 5 years.
I think it's 5.
Yeah, and then you would try and renew it after that if you wanted to. though they've just announced that they're making it much stricter. So now the requirement is not either 2 full-time employees or 5 million yen. It's 2 together, and the figures have increased or become stricter as well. So you need capital in your company of 30 million yen instead of 5 million yen, and you need at least 1 full-time employee. Okay, yeah, previously it was 2, but that was without the capital requirement. Now it's at least 1 full-time employee and 30 million yen, about $200,000 of capital. So pretty strict there. It is, I think, to cut down on people using it as a sort of shortcut to get a visa, even though they might technically not be entrepreneurs. The person earlier was asking, is this kind of like anti-entrepreneurial? I think in a way it is, but they're also trying to balance it against people trying to cheat the system. So it's difficult.
So this was a huge topic in the election. Huge, like leading up to the election, during the election. So the whole Sanseto thing. This was gravy for them. They loved it. So there were lots of kind of stories about people abusing the system, either by setting up, an Airbnb, and that was enough to qualify to come and live in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's one case of, I don't know, some guy who had 4,000 of these. So they'd processed like 4,000 through this one guy, and they were all kind of dummy corporations and didn't exist, basically. So plus, I think a lot of the countries around Japan have similar kind of requirements, like Korea and so on. So it was kind of an update and a response to some of those stories, and a response to that kind of political pressure. Because a lot of the issues that were raised by some of the parties in this election, there was an element of a problem there. So the government does need to address that problem in order to kind of reduce the anger and that kind of sentiment as well. So, but in practice, it is going to make it much harder for people to start small businesses in Japan if they're not Japanese. So I saw a thread on Reddit about people who already have the visa but are not going to be able to renew it because the renewals are going to require these new levels of funding and levels of staffing. So particularly if you've got like some kind of online business, where you don't need that kind of capital and you don't need the full-time staff in Japan, you're going to have trouble getting that same visa renewed. So, but it is what it is. I mean, it's the reality. So it has been decided, and it will come in next year, I think.
Next year, is it?
Check. So yeah, it's unfortunate that some people seemingly taking advantage of it has been really publicized and almost weaponized in politics recently.
Yeah. On the flip side of that, there are some looser rules for foreigners on the trainee program in Japan. And so often this is people coming in from developing countries working in industries like construction or hospitality or something like that. And there have been stories in the press about companies really, really abusing their position. And the people on these sort of internship foreign trainee programs being really locked in, not being able to escape from a really bad situation. This has been improved, or will be improved, where they will be allowed to move to a different company after 2 years in 7 of the, I think, 17 sectors. So that's actually sort of relaxed the rules a bit for them, which I think is good because it encourages competition among the hiring companies. The 7 industries that this applies to are food services, construction, nursing care, shipbuilding and ship machinery, automobile repair and maintenance, food and beverage manufacturing, and waste disposal. In the other 10 sectors, and I don't have a list of that, I'm afraid, but workers need to stay at least 1 year before they can change job. In these more sort of, I think these 7 industries are ones where it takes longer to build up the required skills. In those sectors, You need 2 years on the job, and then you can change jobs within that industry, whereas previously it was longer. That's a good change to balance the stricter change of the entrepreneur visa.
Yeah, I'm glad that they got rid of that because it was abused horribly. Yeah, I think everyone working in Japan should be subject to Japanese, labor law and minimum wages and conditions and everything, basically. So this is a nice step in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Another couple of quick things then, not necessarily finance related, but I thought they were interesting. Japan has opened its first osmotic power plant in Fukuoka. You mentioned this in your Monday Read Weekly newsletter, I think, didn't you? Is that right?
It might be next week's.
Oh, I see. Right. So what is an osmotic? I can't even spell it. I'm trying to write it here. Power plant. It's where you get a load of seawater and a load of clean fresh water, and you have a sort of membrane, a film between the two, where there's like a really fine filter where the water can go through, but the salt can't. This is how I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. And that water going through from, what is it now? The direction is from the salty water, I think, into the freshwater part. The flow of water going through this membrane can then be used to generate electricity. I can't believe that that's enough to generate electricity, but they've done it. It's up and running. And it creates, how much was it? 880,000 kilowatt hours of electricity annually. Not huge, but it's not nothing.
True. Although I think this particular plant only works because it's next to a desalination plant.
Okay.
Right. And they get the really concentrated salt water from that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to have lots of options to generate electricity, I think.
Yeah. The other interesting thing I saw was Toyoake City in was it Aichi Prefecture, and they have they've announced some rules, but it's just more guidelines really. They want people in the city to use their smartphone no more than 2 hours a day outside of school and work. And I thought, oh, that's not bad, for kids to have these sort of guidelines. Oh, it's not just for kids. This is for everybody, children and adults. They believe that everybody, or they want everybody to not use a smartphone for more than 2 hours a day outside of work and school. I can see that's a good idea, but personally, I would find that hard to stick to, I think.
Yeah, good luck with that. I just pulled up an article with quotes, and it's full of like 20-year-olds going like, "Nope."
Yeah. To quote the news article, to ensure that children get a good night's sleep, the draft ordinance urges elementary school students to not use smartphones after 9 p.m. and junior high school students to put down their phones by 10 p.m. And I know a couple of kids who would probably find that pretty hard.
Yeah, that seems very reasonable to me. But
I think good luck. I might try it just to see how hard it is. What else did we have then? Another thing actually, so minimum wage growth. This is from a couple of weeks ago, I think, but a Japanese government panel has hiked the minimum hourly wage of Japan by 6%, which is one of the highest, I think, on record, to a record 1,118 yen. So for the first time, the average minimum wage is over 1,000 yen. Or is it? No, it's been a while since I read the article, but it's the first time that every prefecture, I think, will now be over 1,000 yen. And one thing I didn't know is that each prefecture sets its own minimum wage based on the guidelines. So they're all kind of about the same, but there is a difference between areas. And Tokyo, not surprisingly, was the highest. Have a guess where you think the lowest was. Where was the lowest minimum wage?
Okinawa or something?
No, other direction. It was Akita Prefecture up in the north. But yeah, anyway, minimum wage going up 6%. The big union discussions about pay rises, that resulted in 5 point something percent, nearly 6% pay rise, I think, if I remember correctly. So generally, wage inflation is up to around 6%, which is good unless you're on a fixed income. You're getting money from the pension, and if that's not keeping up, then that's not so good.
Pension is index linked as well, so they do adjust it based on figures. I'm not sure,
but it's not as high as 6% or so.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm guessing not. There's probably more pensioners than people on minimum wage.
Yeah, I think so. And you have one other little news topic, don't you?
Yeah, something I saw today. So Nissan is no longer going to make GTRs, apparently. So it's the end of Japanese sports cars or something.
Oh, right. Well, you're going to get
I used to have a
anyway.
GTS. So, well,
GTS.
I used to have a GTS when I was a bit younger, which was really nice and fun to drive. But end of an era, I think. No, it got washed away in the tsunami. So it was parked at Sendai Airport, and the wave took it. So it had a good life. It had lots of owners before I got it. So.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right, we're going to have to move on quickly. We've got a quick media section, which is quite frankly nothing to do with personal finance, but I really like it when you mention things like the books you read in your newsletters. So maybe people enjoy just what we're watching at the moment. Do you want to go first? Quick
recommendations. So I've been watching on Netflix. I've been watching Wednesday, which is a kind of Addams Family spin-off series with my granddaughter. So my granddaughter's 13 now. She's a proper teenager now. And so she's very much kind of got over having a granddad. So we don't spend much time together, but she does like Wednesday. So we watch Wednesday together, and it's really good. It's quite short. So there's only 8 episodes per season. The second season is kind of halfway out now. And it's kind of funny and a little bit dark, and yeah, really, really good. So really enjoyed that recently.
Cool. Yeah, I saw the trailer. That's on Netflix, by the way. Yeah, I saw the trailer and it looked good. My recommendation is one I saw on the plane. I just didn't have enough time to watch the whole film because I was getting tired. So I watched a couple of episodes and ended up binging almost the whole season of 8 episodes, except I missed the final 10 minutes because the plane landed and we had to get off, which is really annoying. It's Colin from Accounts. It's an Australian, they called it romantic drama comedy, and that was just really well done. Yeah, it was really well done, really funny, really good acting, good story. Yeah, Colin from Accounts. But annoyingly, I can't find it in Japan, so you might have to use a VPN. I think Amazon Prime US has it, or you might have to hop on a plane so that you can watch it.
Amazon Prime's annoying because you can't use a VPN to watch the US version. So if you've got Disney or you've got Netflix and you change countries using a VPN, you get that country's version of Netflix, that country's version of Disney. It works across countries. Amazon has separated, it's siloed its websites. So you don't have an Amazon US account unless you're paying for one. So you can't just use the VPN to switch over and watch the content on there. It's really annoying. So, but it does work with Disney and Netflix.
Okay. Speaking of Disney, you have a Disney recommendation, I think. Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, you were talking about Australian TV series. Probably the best TV series, one of my favorite TV series ever, is Mr. In Between, which is also an Australian thing. And it was on Disney Plus in Japan for a while, and then it went away. And I got a VPN just to finish watching it. I think using the US Disney Plus, but it's comedy drama about this kind of hitman who's also got a family, and it's Australian, so it's very down to earth. It's really amazingly good. And the guy that stars in it, I think, wrote it, and it's his first thing, and yeah, really, really talented, basically.
Wow. That seems to be a thing, doesn't it? The people who wrote it also appearing in it. I think Colin from Accounts is the same. The lady, the main love interest or the main female character in it. I think she wrote it and directed it or something like that.
It might be an Australian thing.
Yeah.
This is how stuff gets made in Australia.
Yeah. Well, it's working. The final one I have is on Amazon Prime in Japan. You can watch it. It's definitely not a comedy, although there are some good one-liners in it. It's called This Is Going to Hurt. It's about the NHS. It is a drama, not a documentary, but it's very, very realistic and sometimes pretty painful to watch, but so good, so realistic. It's written by a guy who, when he was training to be a doctor, he was in the comedy club at university, so he sort of got that comedy side to him. He worked as a doctor until I think he had a breakdown or he left because of high stress or something like that. And then he wrote a book about his experiences working as a doctor in the NHS. That was a very popular book. It won lots of awards, and then it was made into this BBC series, I think, originally. Yeah, it's just really, really good.
Actually, I'm sorry, Daniel, but
yeah.
Wikipedia says This Is Going to Hurt is a British medical comedy drama. So
okay, it's pretty heavy comedy. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Whatever they say, I wouldn't call it a comedy personally, but it was fantastic to watch. Just last thing in the day before you go to bed, maybe not good for sleeping well. Anyway, we need to move on quickly. So next we have Frivolous Purchase Confessional, our confessional spot. And for this, we have some very important... Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, no, I thought I had music for this, but I don't.
Why didn't you have that like... Oh, you did?
I thought I had some church music, but... Right. The confessional. I'll go first. And our company gives out little bonuses for some kind of achievement or something. And I got one recently. It was $100 US, which is nearly 15,000 yen. So what can I get for 15,000 yen? And people may have seen previously, I bought Pokemon card unopened box as a kind of small alternative investment thing. And so in line with that, I decided to get a Pokemon card. I asked my son, should I get another unsealed box or should I get a card? He said, get a card, because he's into Pokemon. And so I got this, and it was pretty much exactly 15,000 yen. So in line with my budget. There we go. If you're into Pokemon, it still makes me like shake my head at myself almost for a single card. What? That feels crazy. It's kind of hard to see, but this is Giratina. Giratina is the name of the Pokemon. Giratina V-Star, and my eyes are so bad. It is 261 from the series of 172. They have these series of 172 or whatever cards in the set, but then they print several beyond that. So it's number 261 out of 172, which doesn't make sense, but that means it's a ultra rare or secret rare or whatever. So there you go. And when I got this, obviously I'm very happy. I'm going to keep it in a nice, good condition. I showed it to my son, said, look what I got. I splashed out and got this. And he sent me a photo of him from 2 or 3 years ago at a Pokemon event, standing next to a big poster of this exact same card, the Giratina card. So that was a nice little coincidence. That's my confessional. Is this crazy spending this much on a single?
Well, if it makes you happy, if you can afford it and it makes you happy,
it's cool. It's weird. It's like one of those things, you get. It's like bonus money, so it's money that I didn't have originally, and so it feels
money that doesn't have a job.
Yeah, that's
unemployed money.
Right, there you go. Yeah. So
So you put it to work getting you Pokemon future riches.
Future riches, yeah, many, many years in the future. That's my confessional, and some people are probably thinking that it's crazy, but there you go. You have a frivolous purchase confessional, which is
So we got a car. We got a new car, which is the first time we've ever had a new car, which is very exciting.
as in brand new.
Yes.
Whoa.
We had to order it from Toyota and wait for like 4 months before they delivered it. But they finally brought it over on Sunday.
At last. Congratulations. You're now driving around in your new car.
Well, it's gone. It's gone again. So what happened is, so a friend of my wife's is really into cars. He's like, he's this car guy, and he's got like 4 cars. He's got his track car and his like normal car and his other car and stuff. And he was helping us talk to the dealer, because I know about as much about cars as I do about fly fishing, which is not very much at all. Mm-hmm. And as we were going through the dealer kind of pricing for stuff, they were talking about like coating the car. I'm like, why does the car not coated already? Like, surely it has metal on it. But this guy was like, yeah, you definitely don't want the dealer to coat your car, because they don't do a very good job. You want my guy to do your car. Mm-hmm. Who's his normal kind of coating guy. So it's gone off to be coated. And I'm very skeptical about this coating, but apparently it helps with corrosion on the underside and stuff.
Oh, they do the underside. Oh, okay.
Everything. So it's taking 2 weeks to do this. And we talked to the guy, and the guy is like way off on the spectrum about coating. Like, he loves coating so much. Like, you talk to him and it's clear, and his shop is ram full of, I mean, our car was the cheapest, shabbiest thing in there. It's full of like really expensive cars waiting to be coated. So he's obviously doing something right.
Okay.
But yeah, so we haven't got a car for 2 weeks. So I'm very skeptical about this coating. I don't think it's probably necessary, really. But our car guy's into it, and the coating guy was definitely knew his stuff. So we'll see.
Okay, I'm mildly confident for you. I have a coating story.
Oh yeah, go on.
Car that we currently have, we bought it secondhand. It's about 10 years old. It's a Mini Clubman. Absolutely love it. Oh, what a car. Anyway, we get it from this little Mini specialist. It wasn't an official Mini dealer. It was a Mini specialist with a good reputation. And at the time, what was it about? 100,000 yen, which is, so $1 million yen. And so we decided on it in advance, blah, blah, blah. And then we sort of pay the money. He goes through the stuff. And then it's like, do you want coating? I don't know. And he said, it's an extra 40,000 yen. All I'm thinking about is buying the car. Like, what are you throwing this on me for right now? And I have to decide right then, because you've got to pay. I've got no idea. Should I have it? This is stupid, asking the person that's selling it whether I should have it or not. Anyway, should I have it? And he's explaining, well, it's recommended because it protects it, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure it's not underneath. It's just the top.
We are going to pay quite a lot more than that.
Right. So my one definitely was not the top. Anyway, 40,000. So at the time, I'm paying 1 million yen, and he's saying, "Do you want 40,000?" And it's a classic tactic, isn't it? It's like, ask you when you got to decide straight away, no time to think about it, and the relative amount is very small compared to the big figure that I'm paying. So okay, stick that on. Right? Yes, please. And then that it's going to take 2 or 3 weeks or something until it's ready. Come home, and then I sit and research about coating. What is it? And generally, it seems that people don't really recommend it. It's like, it's not necessarily bad. It's just not really something that you need or is worth it. So then I phone up and say, is it okay? I think this was still the same day or the following day. Can we cancel it, please? Change my mind. I'm sure you haven't started the coating yet. Can we cancel it? And he puts me on hold and goes, and I think he goes and speak to a separate company, I think, that does the coating, comes back and says, what if we do it half price for you? 20,000 yen for the coating, half price. And it's like, that's half price. Wow, that's a good bargain compared to 40,000. Okay, we'll do it half price. So we got it for 20,000 yen.
Maybe I should have tried that, but
then I don't know, but that set off warning bells afterwards. It's like, if he's so eager to cut it, like the price in half, then it must have been a real rip-off right from the start. That's what I was sort of thinking. But
I'm guessing they paid the other company already, and therefore they basically knocked off their profit or something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Anyway, they were quite, happy to offer me half price, and I said yes. So we got it 20,000. And when we got the car, the windscreen has got like sort of drop marks, like water marks, where you've had water and it's evaporated on the windscreen. And I think on the body as well, if I remember correctly. But it was most obvious on windscreen because I'm driving. And I said, "Oh, it's got marks on the windscreen." He says, "Oh, yeah, that's the coating. That can happen sometimes if it's outside and it's not fully dried and it rains. It can sort of make marks on it." Oh, right. Is it possible to take it off?
I don't want these marks, do I?
And he's saying, "No, sorry, that happens sometimes. That's it." And still now, you can still see the faint sort of the marks on it. It just doesn't come off. It's like sort of glass coating, and it's when it's on, it's on. Like, what? I paid an extra money for this, and it's just, yeah, really, really disappointed. They messed up as well in other areas as well, so definitely not going back there. But yeah, my coding story is I'm going to avoid it like the plague next time.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty hard to apply properly.
Right, I think that's what happened.
So you can buy it yourself apparently and do it, but it's really hard to, and it takes a long time. So
yeah, I think maybe they did it themselves and it was just a half-hearted kind of thing.
Yeah, our car guy friend was like, yeah, the dealers basically subcontract it out to cheap places, so it's not worth doing through there.
Yeah, and if they cut the price in half straight away, then clearly it is a cheap job. So yeah, hopefully yours is worth the money, a top quality one.
Happy wife, happy life, like I'm not gonna push back on that one. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, we can afford it. And yeah, if it stops it rusting, like my fantastic little K car that lasted 20 years died because the floor rusted out. So
20 years. Wow.
Yeah. So hopefully this thing will last 20 years as well.
Hope so.
It better.
Look forward to the update when you receive it.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, it's covered in little drop marks. Oh dear. There were a lot of very expensive cars in there though, so I'm guessing
that gives you confidence.
Their service is slightly better.
Yeah. Okay, quickly moving on then.
Is that time?
Is that time?
Ready?
It's Daniel's money tip. This is something I've been saving for a while actually, but it's quite simply go to the Gyomu Super. Gyomu Super translates as, what would it be? Industry supermarket, or maybe sort of like wholesale supermarket. And you see them, I don't know, it's all over the country, but the ones
commercial
around here,
kind of, I guess all supermarkets are commercial, but it's a supermarket for businesses, isn't it?
Right.
Like for restaurants and stuff.
And they don't have the fancy branding. Around here, they're all green signs with white letters just saying Gyomu Super. I don't think it even has a logo. And I always thought, it's for industry. If you got a restaurant or something, and I don't have a restaurant, so it's not for me. You would have to have
what? Chez Daniel is not a restaurant, like really?
Right? Yeah, you'd have to be a company to go there and get your tax paperwork or whatever. So I never went there. And then somebody mentioned, "Oh no, it's okay. Anybody can go there." So I gave it a try. It's really good. If you've ever driven past or walked past a Gyomu Super and thought it's not for you, just go in, try it just once, because it's really, really interesting. Here are some ways that it's good. First of all, anyone can go. Just walk in like a regular supermarket. You don't need paperwork. No membership needed. So it's a bit like Costco, that it's discounted stuff, but you don't need to be a member. There's no membership. You don't need to pay anything like you would with Costco. It's cheap. Everything is cheaper than you would find in regular supermarkets. Probably not for the same brand name, but similar items would be cheaper. But it's not just that. You also got interesting things that you wouldn't find in a normal supermarket. In particular, I found some like biscuits and cookies that were, I think they were Italian or something. Really nice. And I've never seen them in the local supermarket here. So they tend to get, I guess it's cheap imported stuff, but sometimes it looks quite exotic. We also got some delicious frozen chocolate fondant dessert things as well, which is really nice. So you get good variety of unusual things. Anyone can go in, no membership, and yeah, cheap stuff. I found a page that has a few examples. A pack of frozen udon. So you get these packs that have got like 5 servings of frozen udon in. 178 yen. And that would normally be 250-ish, maybe 300 yen for a pack of 5 sets of udon in the regular supermarket. It might not be the same brand, but it's frozen udon, so not a huge difference, I don't think. So you might find the same thing.
Heresy.
Unless I go to Shikoku or something like that, and I know you guys have great udon. But anyway, you're going to get a very, very similar thing for a cheaper price, or you can get something for a similar price but a higher volume, bigger volume. For example, I'll send a link to this page actually, but it's got a list of various food items and compares the prices. One item they have here is the French fries, like sort of they call it shoestring French fries, potato chips. Potato chips if you're UK, French fries in the US. A 1 kilogram bag, 354 yen. And in my local supermarket, you can't get a 1 kilogram bag. It would be a 300 gram bag or 400 gram bag or something like that for about the same price. So overall, for daily sort of staples and snacks and things like that, including beer and stuff, it's really, really good. The only thing to watch out for is that you're probably not going to be familiar with the brands on the shelves, and if you're happy with that, it's okay. And sometimes you can see clear knockoffs. The obvious one to me was the Pringles. They've got Pringles in a tubular, like cardboard tube, green packet with a little picture of a mascot or a guy with a big, black moustache on there, but slightly different.
Is it called Pringles instead?
Something like that. I wish I could remember the name. I took a photo of it. I forgot now, but it's clearly a copy, but
Pringles
just escaping copyright law. I don't know. But anyway, it tasted pretty much the same to me. The copy of Nutella was really nice, actually.
Okay.
What do they call it? Hazelnut spread, I think they called it. But yeah, that was delicious.
I'm gonna have to go back because I've been to a Gyomu Super like once or twice and wasn't super impressed.
Really?
Impressed.
I wonder if it varies by region.
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's one really near our house, but I'll go back and have another look and maybe try a different one as well. Yeah,
well worth it. And the thing to watch out for is the timing as well, because it can be really popular. I think on the weekend during the day or something, there's a queue of cars, a line of cars trying to get in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A weekday and the evening, and it was pretty empty. So there you go. A nice, short, easy money tip. Try out the Gyomu Super. Whew. And now we're getting to the end. We're finishing off with the forum updates. You have quite a few.
Okay. So on the Retire Japan forum, forum is free to read. You don't need to register to read it. If you want to post, you need to register. Quick updates, some interesting posts we've seen recently. So traveling with 2 passports, how do you do that? Which ones do you have to use going in and going out? That was quite an interesting thread. Retirement planning software, there's a few suggestions there if you want to think about how to calculate for retirement. Getting a consumption tax number for a freelance teacher. I guess this would work for any self-employed person. So, once your income goes over a certain number, you need to get a tax number. Or if your clients require it, you'll need to get a tax number. A whole bunch of threads about Iveco, of course, because it's such a popular topic. We did have a discussion about withdrawal rates and stock bond allocations, because recently Vanguard's been suggesting a 70% bond allocation because the stock market's so high. But yeah, might be worth looking at that. My Number. So now you can get your driving license on your My Number card, but it doesn't. There's nothing written on it, so it's only digital. And we had a discussion about that. Is that a good idea? I don't think so, but getting old and needing glasses. So we had a thread about that. And then something about reducing inheritance tax legally. So lots of ideas in that thread. Any of those that yeah, head on over, check it out, have a quick read. All right, and then the final thing for each episode, we go through the comments and try and address anything that we haven't so far.
We got pretty much everything. Did we? We got a few extra ones.
I wanted to talk about this comment by David.
Shall I read it? I heard companies like nursing homes outside Tokyo said the looser restrictions, this is for foreign workers on the trainee program, the looser restrictions mean they need to compete with Tokyo prices, which they can't afford.
I'm not super sympathetic to this. You know, if you're saying you need your little slave program in order to compete, then maybe your business model is not good enough. You know, this is the reality of running a business, right? So yeah, so I think some companies have got very used to having these people that they don't have to pay properly, and now that, you know, the workers have actually got more support for their labor rights, some companies are going to struggle, but I think the better companies are going to adapt. So
yeah, in general, I think more competition is usually better for the greater good, which probably applies in this case. Hugh James says 1,000 yen for a pint of beer. Is that what it is now? It's more than that.
In Japan? In the UK, that would be really cheap.
Yeah.
It's more like £10 for a pint of beer, right? All right, and then a whole bunch of really nice comments about season 4. You know, if you twist our arms a bit.
Last time, I think it was Michael, wasn't it? Last time mentioned it, and so we were going to use him as our popular demand. But now 3, that's very popular.
3 in a row, yeah, definitely.
Thank you all. That's really nice to see.
Okay, yeah, I would like to come back for season 4. So
I think
if
I'll
you're
be
up
okay
for it.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, we can announce exclusively that we'll be back in November for RetireJapan TV season 4 with even more exciting content. So see you then. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Watch out for that, you know, week of really hot weather we always get at the end of September. And yeah, see you on the other side.
Great. Enjoy the time.
I might even have got my car back by then.
Oh, fingers crossed. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for your support this season.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.